Welcome back to William Tootie Carter Field, home of the Man High School Hillbillies for the season debut of Man High School Baseball on WVOW. Wyoming East Warriors, first game of the season, 0-0, taking on the 4-0 Man High School Hillbillies. Bill Lusk with you, Daniel Miller, color broadcasting partner, Tanner Thomas, our studio engineer, back in the WVOW studios. He will be with us up until 6 o'clock when Hunter Gibson comes in and takes over for the evening duties to finish getting us through this contest and keeping us on the air. Of course, both guys do a phenomenal job in keeping us on the air, and we appreciate their efforts. Daniel, final thoughts before we get going?
Let's play baseball. That's all I'm going to say. Let's play baseball. Two good teams going to come in today. Wyoming East, they're going to get their first test right out of the gate against Man. Man's 4-0. Can they go 5-0 on this young season with a very tough schedule coming up after Wyoming East? So I'm ready to play baseball, Bill.
Yeah,
well, I'm ready to watch baseball.
Yeah, they hit Belfry, Kentucky coming up Monday, and if everything goes well, weather holds off, we don't get a lot of rain over the weekend, we will have that game on the air on WVOW. Of course, coming up tomorrow night, again, weather permitting, weekend schedule. This is all weather permitting with the weather that's in the area. Forecast for rain as it stands. Tomorrow evening, the Logan High School Lady Wildcats will have the softball debut for Logan as they take on the four-time reigning Class AA state champion Herbert Hoover Huskies. Airtime pregame at 5:50. First pitch scheduled for 6 o'clock from B-Orr Field in Logan, West Virginia. And then, again, if all goes well, Saturday afternoon at 1 p.m., we will have a rematch of the Class AA state championship game last year between the Polar Bears of Fairmont Senior and the two-time Class AA reigning state champion Logan Wildcats. We're set for baseball here from William Tootie Carter Field as the center fielder Zach Hunt steps in for the Wyoming East Warriors. Waits first pitch from Messer. It's on its way, and it is high and inside for a ball. 1-0 the count to the catcher, Zach Hunt.
Yeah, Brett Messer is going up high, and the sun's beaming in my eyes. I'm going to put my glasses back on, but right now Messer's off to a slow start. See if he can get a strike here.
Second pitch is swung on and fouled at the plate. 1-1. The count evens up to the right-handed hitting Hunt, who is looking to get on base here for the Warriors and try to put a little bit of pressure on Messer as, man, 5-0 on the year again. Second pitch on the way, swung on a miss on a ball out of the zone and in the dirt. 1-2 the count. And Daniel, Messer now has Hunt set up 1-2.
He's had him set up 1-2. Can he finish him here with strike 3?
1-2 delivery on its way, and it is swung on and fouled over to the Little League field. Now to play. Count will remain 1-2 as somebody from Man High School dugout will get on that ball and retrieve it back to the home plate umpire. So 1-2 the count, just underway here at William Tootie Carter Field on a nice warm Thursday afternoon. Pitch on its way, is swung on, popped up, fouled again. That one over the direction of the Little League field as well. And so far, Daniel Messer is not being able to get Hunt to chase those. Hunt's doing a good job of fighting those pitches off. We'll see if he can continue that here. 1-2 count coming up. Messer working from the windup. Pitch on its way, and it's outside for a ball. 2-2 the count.
Getting Hunt to chase, and that time he just missed the strike zone. But Messer's really being aggressive with Hunt right out the gate. Messer's not messing around. He's got to know that he's got to sit these guys down in order and get this team back on him, because if Wyoming East has a chance, they're going to get guys on the base paths, and it's going to make man pay. 2-2
offering all the way from Messer to Hunt. Pitch is outside for a ball. Now the count runs full. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Zach Hunt, the leadoff hitter for the Wyoming East Warriors. And again, he is behind the plate tonight catching. So the pitch on its way. 3-2 is outside for a ball. Hunt does his job, works back from a 1-2 hole, and draws a walk to start things off for the Warriors.
Starting things off for the Warriors, and now that is going to bring up the next batter. But Messer already gave up his first walk. Maybe he needs to settle down in here, get this batter out. Don't worry about the runner on the base path. Just get this batter here, and they can probably make some damage.
Jacob Howard, the left fielder, will be the batter for the Wyoming East Warriors, and we get a courtesy runner into the contest for Hunt at first base, trying to get that number right now. I mean, of course, Daniel, last night we were over on the island, Roger E. Gertz Field, and of course on top of the first base dugout, we see all action that goes on, and pretty much the substitutions are easily communicated to us here at the press box. Man, not the case.
Yeah, not the case here, but also it's going to be like that down Championship too. We'll be in the press box down there, but we'll have to make do with what we can see.
It's Howard in the box. Courtesy runner gets lead off, and time called by the batter. As look to see if we can get that number, and those numbers are so scrunching together, I can't make it out whether it's an 11 or a 17. Well, it can't be an 11, because that is Sean Mosley, and he is in the lineup for the Warriors in center field hitting 7. So that pitch swung on a miss, or actually he's hitting 6, swung on a miss, first offering from Jacob Howard, 0-1 to count.
And this is good for Messer. Can you get Jacob Howard, get this first out, get him down 0-2 on the count, and hopefully get not worry about the runner and get that first out? We'll have to put pressure on Wyoming East.
So 0-1 delivery on its way. Messer works from stretch first. He'll step back and chase the runner back to first. And again, we're still trying to get that number out there.
It's really hard to see the numbers because they got the green jerseys outlined with black numbers.
The black really makes it difficult, but we will get that number as that pitch is on the outside corner for a called strike. 0-2 the count quickly to Jacob Howard.
This is good. Messer's jumped out with the 0-2 count on Howard, and can he finish the job with strike 3? But Messer's still looking back at first base as they got speed in there, and that's one thing for, man, you can't afford a mess up to get Wyoming East extra base.
Pitch on its way. Swung on a miss. Strike 3. Strikeout number 1 on the evening for Braxton Messer. Out number 1 for the Wyoming East Warriors in the top half of the first inning. And Micah Smythe.
Now batting for the Warriors.
Third baseman.
The third baseman, number 12,
will
Micah
be
Smith.
the batter.
Yeah, Smythe's coming in here, see if he can move over that runner and put pressure on Messer. But Messer's already got that first out on the strikeout. Yeah, see, that could be many more strikeouts for Braxton Messer.
So Messer, pitch on its way, and pitch is fouled off back to the screen. 0-1 to count to Smythe. Right-handed hitting first baseman.
Yeah, thank God there's a cage right here. That ball went right back almost to us, and you got to be careful about those fly balls and foul balls coming right back at you. It's always a scary thought.
0-1 to count to Smythe. Messer with the sign sets. Wind up on the stretch delivery. 1-1 to count now. As I do believe it looks like the runner at first base, the courtesy runner for the catcher, Zach Hunt, is Braden Knuckles, number 17 for the Warriors. Knuckles gets his lead off first. Messer with the check. Now the pitch is on the outside part of the plate for a called strike. 1-2 the count.
Braxton Messer at 14 pitches right now. That's good. He might want to keep it under, see if he can keep it under 25 going into the second inning and get this batter out right here. And he's going to be in good shape for the remainder of the game.
As always, we'll be keeping an eye on the pitch count as we progress throughout this afternoon. 1-2 delivery on its way. Swung on a foul in the Little League field. Count remains 1-2.
Count remains 1-2, and you don't see no fear from the sophomore Messer. He's going right at these batters for Wyoming East. He wants to get them out and get back into the dugout to bring the offense back up.
1-2 count. Messer. Check of the runner at first. Now has a sign from the catcher. Pitch on its way. Swung on, popped up on the infield. That's going to be caught by the second baseman. We may have a chance at double play here, and indeed we will, as the second baseman, Braden Compton, fires back to Caden Dickerson to retire the side on the double play. In the top of the first inning, nothing doing for the Wyoming East Warriors as they score no runs, no hits, and have a man doubled off in the top half of the first. Half inning in the books here from Man, West Virginia. Wyoming East 0, Hillbillies coming to bat. This is Man High School Baseball on WVOW, Logan, West Virginia's premier sports station. William Tootie Carter Field, and very quickly, Daniel, first batter of the game, Braxton Messer, first pitch he sees, right back up the middle, lead-off single for the Hillbillies. That aggressiveness of the Hillbillies shown off early in the first at bat.
Yeah, Braxton Messer wasn't messing around. He went up, first pitch, first swing, and he put that right back up the middle, and that's a good start for man, what you want against Wyoming East.
That'll bring up Cam DeRace, the catcher, to play for the Hillbillies. DeRace pitches. Messer takes off from first, tries to steal second, throw down, not in time. In fact, it'll hit Messer and kick away, but no further advancement on the play. Stolen base for Braxton Messer. Pitch was a ball outside, so 1-0 the count, and Hillbillies with a runner in scoring position to start this bottom half of the first inning.
1-0 the count. Messer is already in good field position, scoring position, to see if Joyce can bring him in.
1-0 on its way, and it's on the outside corner for a called strike. 1-1 to count to Cam DeRace. Again, Garrett Mitchell, the pitcher for the Wyoming East Warriors tonight in their season opener.
Season open pitcher. See if he can get this first out for Wyoming East and get momentum back to Wyoming East.
Pitch on its way, swung on a miss. Count 1-2 to Cam DeRace. Right-handed hitting catcher with Jace Atkins in the on-deck circle. The center fielder for the Man High School Hillbillies, and he'll be followed by Bo Thompson, the shortstop, Caden Dickerson, first baseman, Braden Compton, the second baseman, bat 6, John McCoy, third baseman hits 7th. We'll get the rest of the Hillbilly lineup after this pitch as Mitchell, 1-2 on its way, swung on and fouled off the fence and into the hands of first base coach Mike Crosby down there. Hunter Gibson, the designated hitter, batting for Hayden Fraley. He bats 8th, and Colton Miller, left fielder, hits 9th. 1-2 the count remains. 5 pitches early on here for Garrett Mitchell, pitcher for Wyoming East, and he checks the runner. That's Messer at second base. 1-2 on its way, swung on him, fouled off again. DeRace doing a good job of staying alive in the count.
Staying alive in this count, and he's not fooling around with Mitchell. He wants to get that hit and bring in Messer over from second. And right now, if you're Mitchell, you can't afford to make an error right here and move Messer over to third.
1-2 on its way. Another hit between pitcher and third. Mitchell will field it, makes a throw over to first, and in time to get to hustling Cameron DeRace. He makes an out on the play, but he moves the runner up 90 feet, and now the Hillbillies have a runner in scoring position. Have a runner 90 feet away at third base. That brings up center fielder Jace Atkins.
And the last time I saw Jace Atkins in person, it was a Wooden Bat Classic, and he crushed that over the the right field monster wall against Sherman. It was gone whenever it smacked the bat. So let's see if he can do it again against Wyoming East today.
Jace Atkins with the team leading 5 RBIs on the year, looking to add to that team leading total, looking for RBI number 6, pitch outside for a ball. 1-0 the count to Jace Atkins, a senior who is batting .615 on the year, 1 home run, 5 RBIs, as we mentioned, 3 doubles and a triple. So 5 of his 8 hits have went for extra bases. 1-0 the count. Mitchell to Atkins, ball outside, gets to the backstop, but a small backstop here at William Tootie Carter Field. Daniel, no advancement by the runner at third.
Yeah, if it was a bigger backstop, Braxton Messer's coming home. It's like that at Logan. We see a lot of pass balls, and a lot of base runners took advantage of it. You can't take advantage of it here at Man unless the ball absolutely gets away from the backstop.
2-0 the count. Pitch on its way is up high for a ball. 3-0 now the count. And again, we talk about the Hillbillies being aggressive. At first at bat early on in the contest, we'll see if Mike Crosby elects to give Jace Atkins the 3-0 green light if he gets a pitch that he can drive in the zone. 3-0 on its way is outside for a called strike. Perfect placement by that pitch there by Garrett Mitchell. Nothing Atkins could do with it, even if he did make contact with it. Messer, the runner on third, gets his lead. Mitchell, check of the runner. Now the pitch on its way is up high for a ball. And that is the first walk of the evening issued by Garrett Mitchell. And it brings up the shortstop,
Coming to the plate for
Bo
Man, the
Thompson,
shortstop, number 11,
who last
Bo
night
Thompson.
in a win at Tulsa hit his first career home run in the Hillbillies win over the Rebels last night. Thompson swinging a hot bat for the Hillbillies. .667 on the season. 4-man, 8 for 12. with two doubles, one home run, and 4 RBIs. As he had a throw over, but nothing doing at first base as Agans is back safely. Wyoming needs looking to see if man will tip their hat and maybe pull off a little first to third action here. Agans will take off running. The pitch is swung on and hit into center field. Center fielder is back. He looks up. It's going to be off the fence, and that's going to bring home Messer and get him to third. Will be Agans as Thompson had to hold up. It's a long single as Jace Agans wasn't for sure the ball was caught. And Agans doing the right thing. We're going halfway. Thompson was unable to advance. So it's an RBI single for Thompson and a good job by Sean Mosley on that play to get the ball back in quickly to prevent Thompson from reaching second with a double.
That ball was smacked off by Bo Thompson. Let's see if Caden Dickerson can match Thompson.
Dickerson, perfect hit and run. The second baseman is not where he's supposed to be, but he will make in time to record the out. And Thompson will go all the way to third. So Thompson advances the first to third on the RBI ground out by Caden Dickerson. The man has a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, good hitting by Caden Dickerson. The second baseman wasn't where it was. Bo Thompson was already taking off. He got the light. They were trying to get a picker play to see if they could throw over to get Jace Agans home, but perfect hit by Dickerson. Moved Thompson over to third as he was already running, and now that's bringing up Hunter Gibson to the plate and see if he can bring in Bo Thompson from third.
Second baseman Braden Compton will bat. Gibson is in the 8th spot. John McCoy in the on-deck circle. He will hit next if Compton can reach and continue this inning. 2 outs, man, with 2 runs in. They lead 2-0.
Yeah, I looked at the wrong name. That was my fault. But let's see if Compton can do his job and bring in Bo Thompson and extend Maine's lead to make it 3-0.
First pitch was a ball outside. Second pitch on its way. Swung on him by Compton. 1-1 the count. Again, Thompson the runner at third base. He started the scoring with an RBI single off the center field fence. And Jace Agans then came around to score on the RBI ground out by Caden Dickerson. 1-1 to Compton on its way. Swung on and hit back up the middle. That's going to be a base hit, and Thompson will score from third easily. And the Hillbillies have put a 3 spot on the board in the first inning.
Good hitting there by Compton. Does what he needs to do, bring in Bo Thompson. And now that's going to bring up Hunter Gibson, who is dangerous with the bat, and see if we can move over Compton. Wouldn't be surprised if Compton goes to steal the second here and get Hunter Gibson in a good position, maybe down in the count with early in the count on the pitcher Mitchell.
McCoy up at the plate. Gibson in the on-deck circle.
I got to get these names right.
Third baseman for the Hillbillies. Pitch on its way, swung on, popped up on the infield. Second baseman calling for it. Now it drifts into the outfield. He won't make the catch. It'll fall safely, and Compton made the turn to second, but got back a little too late as alertly the second baseman makes the play. That is Brady Biggs, who throws to Chase Griffin to retire the side in the top of the first inning, but not before the Hillbillies do some damage. The Billies play 3 runs on 4 hits and leave a runner on base. We've played 1 inning from William 2D Carter Field in Man, West Virginia. Man 3, Wyoming East 0. This is Man High School Baseball on WBOW, Logan, West Virginia's premier sports station. Welcome back to William T. Carter Field on the campus of Mann High School for Mann High School baseball. Move to the top of the second inning, 3-0. Hillbillies lead the Wyoming East Warriors. And Hayden Blankenship, the designated hitter, up to the plate for the Warriors quickly in an 0-2 hole. Blankenship, Garrett Mitchell, Sean Mosley, the batters. 4, 5, and 6 due up for the Warriors as the 0-2 offering is high and outside for the ball. 1-2 the count.
1-2 the count, and to see if Messer can get strikeout number 3. Strikeout number 2 here on Blankenship.
1-2 on its way. Blankenship tries to check his swing, but went too far. First base umpire Mark Witt says that Blankenship couldn't hold up, and that is the second strikeout for Messer, and that brings up the pitcher, Garrett Mitchell.
Garrett Mitchell, the pitcher-on-pitcher crime right there. You see if he can get a hit for Wyoming East. Wyoming East is yet to have a hit in this game. Messer is doing a good job, has 2 strikeouts, and see if Mitchell can get that first hit on the board for Wyoming East.
Mitchell, right-handed hitting pitcher, steps in the box, waits first offering from Messer, and it's outside for a ball. 1-0 the count.
1-0 the count, and see if Messer can get back in and get 2 and even the count, and probably get ahead on the count to get a strikeout here.
1-0 on its way. Outside corner, that's just a ball as the catcher was unable to frame that pitch, and that was a good attempt by the catcher, Cam Derace, but Derace unable to frame it and get the call as the pitch is outside. 3-0 now the count.
Messer's down 3-0. Let's see if he can calm down and get one into the zone. But you got to think Mitchell probably has the best one of the best bats on the team, so you don't want to give him anything easy. Let's see if Messer can get a strike and get back into this count.
3-0 on its way. I got to imagine that Mitchell was in full take mode, and that pitch is outside. Well, maybe the count was 3-3, or maybe the count was 2-1. Now it'll be 3-1.
I had it down for
pitch hit back up the middle. Shortstop gets to it. Thompson sets his feet, throws over to first. Not in time as Mitchell will leg it out for an infield single. Tough play by Bo Thompson as he was up the middle and then had to range to his right to make the throw. Mitchell ran it out and gets on base. Now we'll have a courtesy runner for the Wyoming East Warriors for the pitcher, and that will be Jared Phillips, number 9, running for the pitcher Mitchell at first base.
Good hit by Mitchell right back up the middle. Thompson couldn't, like you said, Thompson couldn't get there in time to throw it over to Dickerson, and that's what you wanted for Wyoming East. You got a runner on base. You got the first hit of the game on Messer. Maybe that'll rattle Messer and to see if they can keep this streak going for the Warriors.
Yeah, it didn't work the first time in the inning as the courtesy runner in the first inning got a little too far off the bag on the pop-up attempt. Braden Compton was able to get the ball to Dickerson and retire side. So left-handed hitting, Sean Mosley steps in and takes a strike on the outside corner, 0-1 to the center fielder for the Wyoming East Warriors.
Yeah, already down in the count, 0-1, to see if Messer can climb up and get this out here. Don't worry about the runner at first. Just get the out at the plate, as that runner at first is not in danger scoring position.
0-1, swung on a miss in the dirt. 0-2 the count to Sean Mosley. Messer quickly ahead. 0-2, looking to retire Mosley here for the second out at the top of the second inning. Just joining us, Hillbillies played 3 in the first. They lead 3-0. 0-2 on its way, inside for a ball, 1-2 the count.
1-2 the count. Maybe Messer's trying to get him to freeze on the inside pitch and try to get a call strike. The umpire said no, there's just a little bit on the outside of the zone. Maybe it wouldn't be shocker for Messer to go back in on the inside pitch to get him to freeze, because he's not wanting to swing on the inside pitch.
1-2 the count. Messer to check on the runner. Pitch on its way. Outside corner, and it gets away from the catcher, but doesn't kick far enough for any advancement over at first base by Phillips, the courtesy runner.
Yeah, maybe I'm wrong, because I figured he'd go inside. He went on the outside trying to get him to chase him. Who knows what Braxton Messer will do. We might see a little bit of a heater come right through here for Mosley. See if he can get this out.
29 pitches for Messer in this contest. Pitch number 30 on its way. Inside, nearly hits Mosley, and the count has run full. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Counts run full. To see what Messer can do here. Maybe get him on another chaser. Or last thing you want to do is walk this batter and have a runner in scoring position, bringing up the 7-hole hitter for the Wyoming East Warriors.
3-2 the count. Runner at first gets his lead. Pitch on its way is outside for a ball, and the Warriors have runners at first and second with 1 out. And we'll see if that draws a visit from pitching coach Jack Daniels, and it will indeed draw a visit as Daniels is granted the timeout.
Yeah, Coach Daniels is going to go out there and talk to Braxton Messer, just try to calm him down, tell him, hey, don't worry about the runners at first and second. Let's get this runner out here. If you can get this runner to hit one right back to the shortstop or second baseman, we can pull a double play and get out of here without any damage.
Well, Messer has been known as a strikeout pitcher all throughout his career, even up in the Little League days. He would pile up a number of strikeouts. Last year, he struggled somewhat, but seemed to pitch better in relief. But in the games that he did start, he seemed to get stronger as the game got longer, and his arm got stronger and stronger.
Ryan Mills.
Ryan Mills, the first baseman, will step in for the Warriors, looking to get them on the board here. They trail 3-0. Top of the second inning, one out from William Tootie Carter Field, Mam, West Virginia.
Let's see what Messer can do with Brian Mills. He's going to look back at second. He's going to focus on that lead runner, but he's going to try to get this out at the plate.
Pitch on its way, swung on and fouled right off the screen in front of us as Daniel kind of shakes his head a little bit.
Hey, I'm telling you, I'm not used to being back here in a backstop. That ball comes right back at me, especially with my expensive iPad. I do not want nothing to happen to it. It always scares me.
There's a fence there. I don't know if you realize that.
I never realized there, but I'm sorry. It's just that reaction that scares me.
0-1 the count to Mills. Messer checking the runner, and now the pitch swung on and fouled. Into the dugout on the third base side. Coach Jack Daniels quickly up with the ball and get it back to the catcher to get to the home plate. Umpire, 0-2 the count. Quickly ahead in the count is Braxton Messer on Ryan Mills.
Messer's ahead of the count. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes with a changeup right here to get him down looking.
The 0-2 on its way is high. 1-2 now the count.
He went with that curveball, just missed on the outside zone. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes back to it. Two pitches I could see here with a fastball or a curveball to try to get him to chase or to freeze.
1-2 Auburn on its way. First, a snap throw back to second. And the courtesy runner Jared Phillips back in safely ahead of the tag of Bo Thompson, the shortstop.
Wyoming East has got to be careful with that. They already got picked off one for leading off too early, and Messer's not playing around. Jack Daniels telling him to just remain focused, remain calm, trying to get the runner out at home plate, but also try to cheat up on that runner at second.
1-2, fouled back over the press box and out of play. Count remains 1-2 to the right-hand hitting first baseman, Ryan Mills.
Yeah, Ryan Mills is doing a good job staying alive, down 1-2 in the count. And the base hit here for Mills will score a run from second for Wyoming East. So he's going to look to try to bring him in and get a base hit right back where the shortstop and the third baseman is, right between them two.
Messer's 1-2 pitch on the way is outside and low for a ball. 2-2 now the count. 2-2
the count. Messer, he's playing a little bit of a cat-dog game with him, trying to get him to chase, trying to get him to think a little bit. But Messer, for a sophomore, he's a very knowledgeable pitcher, and he knows what to throw and when to throw it.
2-2 the count. Runners at first and second. Pitch on its way. Outside. Count runs full again. That's the second straight batter that Messer has got ahead in the count and has run full. Of course, he did it back in the first inning. The leadoff guy, Zach Hunt, got ahead in the count 0-2. Hunt came back and coached a leadoff walk. We'll see if Mills can do the same here. Pitch on its way. Swung on and missed. Strike three. And that is a big second out on the third strikeout of the game for Braxton Messer. And that'll bring up Chase Griffin, the shortstop.
Chase Griffin's coming in. And with 2 outs, a base hit here will score. And that's what Wyoming East is worried about. They want to get these runners over. If I'm Wyoming East, I wouldn't be surprised if the coach wanted to be aggressive here and make them steal to third to try to get him in that scoring position. But you can't take any chances with the last time you tried to get him ahead, they got thrown out.
Pitch on its way, swung on a miss by Griffin on pitch up in the zone. 0-1 to count. Only got this opportunity. Set the defense for the Man High School Hillbillies, starting with the outfield. Colton Miller in left, Jace Aggins in center, Hayden Fraley in right field. And we'll set the infield immediately after this pitch as Messer 0-1 offering on its way, swung on and ball fouled out of play. 0-2 the count to Chase Griffin. Messer one pitch away from getting out a little mini jam here in the top of the second inning. Third baseman is John McCoy, Bo Thompson at short, Braden Compton at second base, Caden Dickerson at first base, and the battery today behind the plate, Cam Gerace, pitching Braxton Messer. 0-2 on its way, and that pitch will freeze Chase Griffin. Strikeout number 4 for Braxton Messer on the evening. Out number 3 in the top of the second inning. Nothing doing for the Wyoming East Warriors. In the top of the second, they do get a hit, but they leave 2 runners on base. 1.5 innings in the books from William Judy Carter Field. Your score, Man 3, Wyoming East 0. This is Man High School Baseball on WBOW, Logan, West Virginia's premier sports station. Welcome back to William Judy Carter Field on campus Man High School. Batter for the Man High School Hillbillies, Hunter Gibson. No relation to our studio engineer back in WBOW Studios, Hunter Gibson. And Gibson ahead in the count, 2-1. Try to say that 3 times fast.
Yeah, Hunter Gibson, he's pulling double duties right now, swinging and producing.
2 places at once as Gibson takes a strike on the inside corner. 2-2 now the count to the number 8 hitter in the Man High School lineup, Hunter Gibson. He'll be followed by Colton Miller and Braxton Messer. Again, bottom of the second, 3-0. Man leads Wyoming East. 2-2 on its way is outside and, well, actually inside and behind Gibson. 3-2 the count.
So here's a question. If Hunter Gibson hits a home run, do we give the home run to Hunter Gibson here and the one back at the studio? If we could?
Hunter Gibson's our studio engineer. He's always coming up with home runs back there. As Gibson swings and misses at the 3-2 offering. Strikeout number 1 for Garrett Mitchell. Out number 1 for the Man High School Hillbillies.
You always know Hunter Gibson is the heavy hitter back in the studio. We thank you for covering. And now we got Colton Miller coming up. He's a dangerous 9-hole hitter. He's one of the fastest players, probably the fastest player on the team. And if you get him on base, you're almost guaranteeing he's stealing.
So Miller steps into the box for the Hillbillies, number 9 hitter. He's always a threat to bunt. And third baseman playing back. He may lay one down here, and he will, but he'll lay it right back to the pitcher. That'll be an easy play for Mitchell over to the first baseman, Ryan Mills, in time. 2 away here quickly in the top, in the bottom of the second inning.
Yeah, Miller laid down the bunt. Just couldn't beat out the throw. It wasn't the greatest bunt that Miller wants because Miller wants to get speed. But now they'll bring out Braxton Messer. Last at bat, he hit one right back up the middle for a single.
Yeah, Messer came around to score on the RBI off of the bat of Bo Thompson as Messer will Take a pitch on the outside corner for a called strike. 0-1 the count to Messer, 1 for 1 with a run scored and a stolen base back in the first inning.
Let's see what Mitchell can do to get Messer out and get this, get back in the dugout with 2 outs early in this inning.
Pitch on its way, inside corner, called strike. 0-2 now the count to Braxton Messer. And now you see the Hillbillies taking a little bit of a passive approach, trying to get that pitch count up, being more patient in the count, at least at second time go around for Messer. Pitch on its way, has swung on. He reaches out, lines it at the second baseman, and there he is, Brady Biggs for the out. So nothing doing for the Hillbillies. In the bottom of the second, they go in order. 2 innings in the books from William T. Carter Field in Man, West Virginia. Man leads Wyoming East 3-0. This is Man High School Baseball on WBOW, Logan, West Virginia's premier sports station. Welcome back to William T. Carter Field on the campus of Man High School. We move to the top of the third, 3-0 Man leading Wyoming East, and the Warriors will send 9-1-2 to the plate. Brady Biggs, the second baseman, leading off. Zach Hunt, the catcher, and Jacob Howard. First pitch is on the outside corner for a strike. 0-1 the count. Second pitch swung on and fouled. And once again, Messer quickly ahead in the count, 0-2.
Yeah, this seems like a common theme for Messer is getting ahead in the count and see if he can get this strikeout and get strikeout number 4 on the day and trying to get Wyoming East out of it. He's doing a good job as Wyoming East had threats on the base paths in the last inning, but he was able to strike out the side and force the no damage there for the Warriors.
0-2 on its way from Messer to Biggs. Here comes the pitch, and it is swung on and fouled. Off to the right, now to play the Little League field. 0-2 remains the count.
Messer not fooling around. He's in the zone right now. And right now, if he keeps this up, by the end of the year, it wouldn't be surprising if he's on the first or second team All-State in baseball.
0-2 pitch on the way outside for a ball, 1-2 the count, as that was pitch number 45 from Braxton Messer on the evening. Messer has not really gotten in any trouble. He did issue a pair of one-out base runners in the last inning as that pitch is high, 2-2 the count. Messer so far in the evening, 4 strikeouts, 2 walks, 1 hit allowed in the contest as he works now. 2-2 on its way, swung on, popped up on the infield. Bo Thompson calling for it. He'll make the catch out at short for the first out of the inning and retire Brady Biggs.
And he popped it up to Bo Thompson, and that's going to bring back up Zach Hunt, who went down on a 4-3 play after he was walked. Well, actually, he was a pitch run, and his courtesy runner was down on a 4-3 hit. But last time back, he walked and see if Messer can get him to swing and get him to strike out and get that second out.
Pitch on its way, swung on, hit into right field, right at the right fielder, Hayden Fraley, who camps under it, makes the play. 2 away as Hunt is erased on the first pitch.
Coming to the plate for the Warriors, the
Going to
left
bring up
fielder,
Jacob
number
Howard,
7, Jacob
the
Howard.
left fielder, who was a strikeout victim back in the first inning.
Yeah, Messer's first strikeout victim, and now Messer's in the zone. Right now, he's only pitched about, from what I've counted, about 5 pitches or 6 pitches or 7. I'll get it right and see if he can get out number 3 here.
A little slow roller. Compton's going to charge and make the play over to Caden Dickerson in time to retire the side, and that's just 7 pitches for Braxton Messer in the top half of the third inning. Nothing doing for the Warriors. They go down in order. 2.5 in the books from William Tootie Carter Field in Man, West Virginia. Hillbillies 3, Warriors 0. This is Man High School Baseball on WVOW, Logan, West Virginia's premier sports station. Welcome back to William Tootie Carter Field on the campus of Man High School, Man, West Virginia. We moved to the bottom of the third inning. Gerace, Atkins, and Thompson due up for the Man High School Hillbillies, who lead the Wyoming Warriors 3-0 as Gerace swings at the first pitch and comes up empty, 0-1 to count. Bill Lusk with you alongside the color commentator Daniel Miller. And back in our WVOW studios, our engineer Hunter Gibson, as that pitch is swung on, hit up first base line, and it will be fielded by the pitcher Garrett Mitchell, who will just apply the tag himself on Gerace to retire Gerace with the first out in the third inning. Gerace now 0 for 2 on the evening, and that brings up Jace Atkins, who walked and scored on Caden Dickerson's RBI groundout back in the first inning.
Jace Atkins is the team leader in hitting, and he's in that third spot, and it's always the cleanup spot, or is in the great spot, and it's well for Jace Atkins.
First pitch on the outside corner for a ball, 1-0 the count to Jace Atkins. Looking to get his first hit of the contest. Again, he walked back in the first inning. That one swung on and fouled. 1-1 to count.
1-1 to count, and you got to be careful with Jace Atkins. He is dangerous with a bat, and he can hit one out of here if you're not careful for the Wyoming East Warriors to get this lead up on Man to extend their lead. But if I'm Mitchell, I'd probably pitch around Atkins at first, get him the guess, and then probably get one right on the inside where Jace Atkins does not like to have the pitch thrown at him.
Mitchell Sign works from right up the pitch. Ground ball hit out to short. Shortstop waits on it, throws it over in time. He's going to airmail the first baseman. That was Chase Griffin on the throw. Airmails Ryan Miller. And Daniel, I don't even think that even with a good throw, he's going to have an opportunity to get the speedy runner, Atkins, over at first base because he sat back and waited on that slow hit ball.
Yeah, Atkins, he got a good jump out of that after his hit, and it just wasn't even the throw was accurate. I don't even think he would have gotten him out either. That just tells you the speed of Jace Atkins as they try to throw over, get him real quick, but trying to get Jace Atkins not paying attention. So they're aware of Jace Atkins' speed and his hitting ability. That's why Jace Atkins is one of the most dangerous players in Class Single A.
That'll bring Bo Thompson to the plate. Thompson singled off the center field wall back in the first inning, and that pitch swung on and fouled out of play. 0-1 the count.
0-1 the count for Bo Thompson, and see if he can bring in Jace Atkins, move him over from third. I wouldn't be surprised here, maybe not this pitch, but maybe the next pitch, that Jace Atkins steals to second.
We've seen Mike Crosby hit and run in these situations before. And if Bo Thompson can hit a line drive and split a gap, you got to think Atkins is going to score from first with his speed. 0-1, but first to throw over, nothing doing as Atkins slides back in safely ahead of the tag of Ryan Mills, the first baseman. Well, got this opportunity. This game's been moving along so quickly. We've yet to have the opportunity to set the long this defense for you. Jacob Howard's in left field, Sean Mosley in center, Gabe Riley in right field. We'll get to the rest of the infield after this as Thompson swings and pops it up. Will it stay in play or will it reach the Little League field? And it will reach the Little League field. 0-2 the count to Bo Thompson as man was employing a hit and run as Atkins was moving on the pitch. Third baseman, Mike and Smythe. Chase Griffin at shortstop, Brady Biggs at second base, Ryan Mills at first base, and your battery for the Wyoming East Warriors behind the plate catching Zach Hunt and Garrett Mitchell on the mound. He started this contest, has really settled down after the first inning when he allowed those 3 runs on 4 hits. Since then, man only has 1 hit, and that was the Atkins infield single just a second ago as Mitchell will step off. And no, before he can step off, a balk was called. As it looked like Mitchell didn't come set, Daniel.
No, he didn't come set. Mitchell's surprised, and I'm a little bit too. But the umpire said, hey, no, you're not set. So that moved Jace Atkins over to second. Now base hit will score Atkins for man if Thompson can connect with this.
0-2 on its way. He's outside for a ball, 1-2. And you could tell in his windup when he was coming, or any stretch when he came motion before he could step off, he didn't come to a complete stop. And that's what the umpire seen was the hesitation there, and that's what warranted the balk call. Now a throw around second base. That's a shortstop trying to sneak in Griffin, but again, Atkins dives in safely ahead of the tag.
Atkins gets in there safely, and I tell you what, Atkins got a good set of hair right there. He reminds me of that old 1980s player. He's strong with his bat and good with his speed, and now Mitchell, see if he can worry about Thompson to get this second out.
Pitch is up for a ball, 2-2 now the count. Now the throw back goes into center field. That's going to be an error on the catcher. Nobody was covering the bag. Atkins rounding third. He'll come home. The throw to the plate is not going to be in time. In fact, it will be cut off by the pitcher, and that is a 2-base error that will allow Jace Atkins to score all the way from second base, and man now has a 4-0 lead.
And that is what you did not want from Wyoming Geese to focus on. I mean, they want to get the second out. I would worry about the batter at the plate, not worry about the runner at second, and they did. They tried to throw down to get him to tag out Atkins, and it cost them with an error throw.
Thompson swings, hits one in the right field. It's going to drop for a hit. In fact, the right fielder gets over and cuts it off before it can get to the fence, and Thompson will be held to his single, second straight single of the afternoon for Bo Thompson, 2 for 2 now. As Gabe Riley did a good job of getting over and cutting it off before it can reach the gap.
Yeah, good hit by Bo Thompson, and now he's set up in first baseman. He's got some speed on him, and we're going to get a mound visit from the coach and see what Caden Dickerson can bring over. Last time he was at bat, he was very positive. He was very successful. Bo Thompson was already taken off to second. He got a good base hit, and with that, Dickerson got thrown out, but Thompson was able to take advantage of it, and he went all the way to third, and that set up the run, another score for Bo Thompson with the next batter for man. So we'll see what Dickerson can do. Maybe Mike Crosby might do that again, but you never know. with only one out, we'll find out what's in store for Mike Crosby.
It's a good timeout by the Wyoming East pitching coach to come out and try to settle down Garrett Mitchell. I mean, it is a 4-0 man lead, but we're just in the bottom of the third inning. There is a lot of baseball left. If Wyoming East can get out of this inning and get the bats going, they have the opportunity to get back in. As Thompson takes off for second, the pitch is outside. The throw is in time to retire Thompson. Caught stealing 2-6 on the play. And good job by the catcher, Zach Hunt, as he delivered a one-hop bullet to the shortstop, Chase Griffin, who didn't have to do much with that tag.
No, that was a great throw from the catcher. That's what they tried to do with Atkins, and this time they were able to adjust, and they got that out, and big out from Bo Thompson.
And I do believe that is the first caught stealing of the season for the Hillbillies, as they were perfect on the base paths entering this contest. I don't have it on the stat sheet, but I do remember seeing it as Dickerson swings and misses. The pitch is 2-1 to count now to Caden Dickerson.
And Caden Dickerson, now that you don't have Bo Thompson on the base path, you think you can just get one in play, and they'll bring up Braden Compton to try to keep this going for man.
Pitch on the outside corner, out of the zone, 3-1 to count to Dickerson. Dickerson attempted to offer at it, but he was able to hold up on the swing. Count in his favor, 3-1 now. Pitch on its way is at the knees for a called strike, and that will be a full count now. 3-2.
3-2 count for
Dickerson with 2 outs.
A 3-2 count for Dickerson. Let's see if we can get Mitchell can get him here on a fastball to get this third out.
Pitch on its way, and he got him to chase one up and out of the zone. Strikeout number 2 for Garrett Mitchell, out number 3 in the inning, but not before the Hillbillies put a run on the board on 2 hits. They leave no runners on base. 3 innings in the books from William T. Carter Field, Man, West Virginia. Hillbillies 4, Warriors 0. This is Man High School Baseball on WVOW, Logan, West Virginia's premier sports station. Welcome back to William T. Carter Field. We move to the top of the 4th inning. Hillbillies leading the Wyoming East Warriors 4-0. Bill Lusk, Daniel Miller with you. Hunter Gibson, our studio engineer, back in the WVOW studios. And Micah Smythe, the batter for the Warriors, quickly ahead in the count. 2-0. Now make it 3-0. Smythe, a flyout victim. Back in the 1st inning, flew out to the second baseman, Braden Compton, who then was able to get the ball back to Caden Dickerson and retire the courtesy runner on a 4-3 double play and end the 1st inning. 3-0 the count. Messer works from the windup, and a 3-0 pitch on its way is taken on the outside corner for a ball. And that will be a leadoff walk for the Wyoming East Warriors. Doesn't seem like that base runners have been an issue for Wyoming East. It's just moving the runners
Now
up.
back to the Warriors.
Yeah, and that's Braden Compton's first walk since the very first batter he faced in this contest. So see if he can get Hayden Blankenship out on his, like last time he did on a strikeout. But now that Wyoming East has got a runner on the base path, they got to take advantage of it and not force any errors to get an easy out for man.
Messer retired to side back in the third inning, but Wyoming East has had a runner on base ever since in the first and the second innings, and now got a leadoff guy on first. Is Hayden Blankenship, swings and misses at an offering on the outside corner, 0-1 to count. Blankenship 0 for 1, a strikeout victim back in the second inning. Pitch on its way is swung and hit to short. Thompson will field it. Go over to second for 1. On the first, Compton. Double play, 6-4-3 for the Hillbillies. Twin killing. And pitcher's best friend on that play from Thompson to Compton to Dickerson.
What a beautiful double play for man. And now with 2 outs already, Garrett Mitchell's coming up.
Now at the plate,
And that double play right there could just kill a lot of momentum for Wyoming East. As now man's got 2 outs and 1 more out, and they're right back into the dugout ready to go back up the bat.
Not only kills the momentum for the Wyoming East Warriors, but it helps keeps that pitch count down as Messer is able to get 1 pitch, 2 outs, and Garrett Mitchell singled back in the second inning. He takes a ball high, 1-0 the count to the right-handed hitting pitcher. 1-0 offering on its way, up and out of the zone, 2-0 the count.
2-0 the count to Mitchell and see if Messer can get him, probably get one low at the knees on a chase or maybe a curveball in the outside zone to get him to chase for a strike.
2-0 on its way is a ball and actually will duck Messer in the batter's box. And this is the second batter that Messer has fallen behind 3-0 in this fourth inning.
And Mitchell had to duck that one and almost got nailed by that pitch.
And Mitchell taking all the way will take ball 4. So that's the second walk of the inning and the 4th overall for Braxton Messer. Looking down in the dugout and see Coach Jack Daniels, a pitching coach, pacing a little bit. He's up, pacing around. We'll see if maybe he wants to make a mound visit or let Messer get out of this inning. In fact, he will have a seat on the bucket down there and let Messer work through this fourth inning as Sean Mosley, the center fielder, steps up. Mosley walked and was stranded at first back in the second inning. First pitch on its way is a curveball that stays outside, breaks too late, 1-0 the count.
1-0 the count off of that curveball, and Messer's trying to get him to chase early to get that strike. But Messer, he's thrown 3 good pitches, and so far just 2. One of them just haven't get the strike zone, and that was a breaking ball he threw back in the second inning.
Pitch on its way, swung on and hit back up the middle. Thompson will take it and step on the bag for the force out at second base, retiring Mitchell. And retiring the Wyoming East Warriors here in the top of the 4th. Nothing doing for the Warriors. They leave a runner on base. 3.5 in the books. It is man 4, Wyoming East 0. This is Man High School Baseball on WVOW, Logan, West Virginia, premier sports station. Welcome back to William T.D. Carter Field on the campus of Mann High School, Mann, West Virginia. We move to the bottom of the fourth inning, and Braden Compton will lead off for the Mann High School Hillbillies. First pitch swung on and fouled. 6, 7, 8 due up in the lineup for the Hillbillies. Compton, John McCoy, Hunter Gibson for the Hillbillies. And the 0-1 taken for a strike on the outside corner. 0-2 the count. Wyoming East, no runs, 1 hit, 1 error. Hillbillies, 4 runs, 6 hits, no errors through 3.5 innings as the pitch is outside for a ball. 1-2 the count.
1-2 the count, and I didn't realize the Wyoming East has a new pitcher into the game. That's Smythe. And see if he can already get out Compton, and he does.
So Smythe comes on and retires Compton for the first out. A strikeout looking. That's strikeout number 1 for Smythe, and that brings up John McCoy. McCoy singled back in the first inning for the Hillbillies. Looks to get his second hit as that pitch, curveball, will curve back over the heart of the plate. McCoy takes it for a called strike, 0-1.
And right now, Smythe is settling in. He's already struck out 1 batter and threw a strike here. If he keeps this up, Wyoming East will get out of the inning.
Pitch swung on a miss, 0-2 the count quickly on John McCoy, and Smythe working quickly. 6 pitches, he's got 1 out, and he's ahead in the count 0-2. As the 0-2 delivery is on its way, swung on a miss. McCoy chased 1 out of the zone. 2 batters, 2 strikeouts, 2 outs for the Warriors. For the Hillbillies, as the Warriors try to get out of this inning. And Hunter Gibson, who was a strikeout victim his first time up in the second inning, looks to keep this inning going for the Hillbillies.
Yeah, he's going to look to try to get the hit and try not to get another strikeout, as Smythe has yet to throw a ball in this at his appearance at the mound.
Gibson swings at first offering, comes up empty, 0-1 to count. 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth. Pitch on its way. Swung on, hit back up the middle, and it's going to reach the outfield for a single. As center fielder Sean Mosley comes over and cut it off. Good 2-out piece of hitting by Hunter Gibson, and the Hillbillies have a 2-out base runner, and the batter will be Colton Miller. 0-1, a ground out to the pitcher back in the second inning.
Yeah, Hunter Gibson breaks up Smythe's rhythm, and Smythe threw 5 straight strikes with 2 strikeouts and a hit back up the middle. Maybe this will be a spark for Mann, as Miller, the speed runner in the 9-hole position, maybe he can get it going and keep the lineup moving back to the top of the order for Mann.
Pick off a tempo over at first, nothing doing as Gibson dives back safely. Mitchell, the starting pitcher for the Wyoming East Warriors, 3 innings, 4 runs, 6 hits. All those runs were earned, 2 strikeouts and a walk, as Colton Miller takes a ball up and out of the zone. 1-0 the count.
1-0 to count to Miller, and Miller wants to use his speed to get on the base. It wouldn't be surprised if Mike Crosby said, I'd lay down a bunt here, but using Miller, I would use his bat as Miller swung on and miss.
Count evens up at 1-1 after the swing and miss by Colton Miller. Smythe, the pitcher, looks like Griffin moved over to third from short, and it appears Mitchell is now at short, moving from short to pitcher, or from pitcher to short, excuse me. 1-1 offering is outside for a called strike. 1-2 the count now to Colton Miller in the home half of the fourth for the Hillbillies. They lead 4-0. Pitch outside. Good block by the catcher, Zach Hunt, to prevent any further movement or further advancement by Gibson at first.
Yeah, good block by the catcher to get that away, because if not, Hunter Gibson would have been taken off to second, and a base hit for Miller could have drove in and made the lead 5-0 for Mann. So let's see what Miller can do with a 2-2 count on Smythe.
Pitch on its way, it's up out of zone, and now the count is full. 3-2, snap throw back to first. Nothing doing as Gibson slides in ahead of the throw of Hunt.
Now, if you're Mann here, wouldn't think to send Hunter Gibson after this as a hit or a walk will automatically advance Gibson. But if you're Mann, you send Gibson after the pitch.
3-2. Well, it's 3-2 pitch. Gibson's going to be moving because 3-2, 2 outs. Regardless of what happens, It's going to be ball 4, strike 3, foul ball, or a ball put in play. So a number of things that happen. So Gibson was moving on the pitch, and Miller fouls it off onto the Little League field. Count remains 3-2, and we'll do it again. And once again, Gibson, the runner at first, will be moving on the pitch. it's on its way and swung on and popped up into right field. The right fielder, Riley, is there and camps under it for the final out. At the bottom of the fourth inning, Hillbillies do get a hit. They leave a runner on base. 4 innings in the books. Man 4, Wyoming East 0. This is Man High School Baseball on WBOW, Logan, West Virginia's premier sports station. Welcome back to William Tootie Carter Field. We move to the top of the 5th inning. Ryan Mills, Chase Griffin, Brady Biggs, 7-8-9 in the Wyoming East lineup. They trail man 4-0. And Mills swings and fouls the first pitch off, takes a 0-1 offering in the dirt, 1-1 the count. Braxton Messer on to work his 5th inning. Pitch count at 63 right now for Messer as the 1-1 is swung on a miss by Mills. 1-2 the count.
1-2 the count. Messer trying to get ahead. He does get ahead on Mills and see if they can get this first strikeout and set the tone for the top half of the inning.
1-2 offering. Messer from the windup on the way. Mills checks his swing for a second time and is unable to hold up. And just like his first at bat, Mills goes down swinging on a check swing. That is strikeout number 5.
Baseman, number 21, Chase Griffin.
For Messer. Messer has allowed 1 hit through 4 1/3 innings, but has issued 4 walks. So the Warriors have had opportunities here with runners on base. They've just yet to produce. As Messer deals to Griffin, who is 0 for 1, a strikeout looking back in the 2nd inning. And first offering is high for a ball, 1-0 the count.
See if Messer can get this second strikeout and get it closer back to the inning, as he's on a roll right now in this inning.
Pitch on the outside and away. 2-0 now the count to Chase Griffin. Again, Wyoming East with just the 1 hit, but they've had opportunities to cut into this lead, but it failed to do so as that pitch is on the outside corner for a called strike. 2-1 now the count to Chase Griffin. The Warriors have drawn 4 walks from Messer, but 2 double plays from the Hillbillies have loomed big in this contest as that pitch is on the outside corner to knees. 2-2 now the count to Chase Griffin.
See if Messer can get this 3rd strikeout, and that'll bring up Biggs, who popped up in his last at-bat in the 3rd inning. Right now, Messer's rolling to see if he can keep it up.
2-2 on the way, swung on and missed, and in the glove of Cam DeRace, and throw down the first, but the batter had already made his way to the dugout and was out of the base path, so That'll go down as strikeout swinging.
Now to play for Wyoming.
Good strikeout, second straight strikeout for Messer. And that's going to bring up Biggs and make this, if he can get out of this inning with under 75, maybe under 80 pitches, Braxton Messer is good for the remainder of the game.
The first offering on the way to Brady Biggs, who is 0 for 1 with a flyout. Shortstop Bo Thompson back in the third inning. Takes pitch on the outside corner for a called strike, 0-1. Messer set and wind up 0-1, swung on, missed. 0-2 the count very quickly to Brady Biggs. And Messer, like nothing more than get out of this inning. Throwing as little pitches as he can right now as the 0-2's on its way. And it's swung on and popped up on the infield. Thompson ranging to his left. Now step behind the third base bag will make the catch. And that will retire the side in the top of the fifth inning for the Wyoming East Warriors. Nothing doing for the Warriors as they go down in order. 4.5 in the books. Man 4, Wyoming East 0. This is Man High School Baseball on WBOW, Logan, West Virginia's premier sports station. Welcome back to Man West Virginia, and we move to the bottom of the fifth inning, top of the order for the Man High School Hillbillies, and very quickly 1 out, and Braxton Messer fouls out to the third baseman, Chase Griffin. Griffin made a good play on a ball that was tailing away from him and able to retire Messer for the first out. Now the batter, Cam Gerace, who is 0 for 2 with a pair of groundouts to the pitcher in the first and third inning. And Smythe on to work his second inning of work. He's quickly ahead in the count, 0-2 to Messer. Big spot here for the Wyoming East Warriors if they were to stay in this contest. 1-2-3 batters for man. And now that pitch swung on and hit the second. And that's Brady Biggs ranging to his right. Sets the feet and makes a throw over to Ryan Mills for the first out.
Yeah, first out.
Second out of the inning.
Yeah, second out. I got confused too. Second out for man. And now Jace Atkins coming up the bat, see if he can keep this rolling, as he scored twice in this game, and he still has yet to have a hit in this contest.
Now, game's moving along quickly here. Then it seems like it was just first out, but that's just 2 outs. And Jace Atkins, 1 for 1. He singled in his last at bat and scored on an error after he advanced to second on a balk. The catcher, Zach Hunt, come up throwing, trying to pick Atkins off at second base, and the throw went into center field, allowing Atkins to race home. First pitch swung on and missed. Second pitch grounded up the middle, and diving attempt by the shortstop Biggs will come up empty, as that is into center field for a base hit.
And a good base hit for Jace Atkins, and gets it started. Now that's bringing up Bo Thompson, who has been deadly hitting the ball, especially especially in the first inning and in the second inning. See if he can keep it up with his day keep it up for the day.
Well, before Thompson can step into play, we'll have a conference on the mound. It looks like we will have a pitching change. So Daniel, what we'll do, we'll keep things right here. Wyoming East coaching staff seeing that this is a big opportunity here. This is a big out. They want to bring another pitcher in. It appears went out. It looked like Brady Biggs was going to get the call to pitch for the Warriors. And Biggs was the second baseman. And instead, they will stay with Smythe. As Coach came out, he pointed at Biggs at second base. And Biggs was coming in ready to get the ball, but Smythe is going to stay in to face Thompson.
Yeah, I thought they really were going to pull it out. Smythe gave that look like, well, I guess I'm getting pulled and it's time. But no, they're going to say, hey, we trust you. You got 2 outs on the board to get this third out, and maybe if you can keep this going, we'll probably let you pitch in the 6th inning. If not, we'll probably go to the next pitcher.
23 pitches for Smythe. He's done a good job here as that pitch gets away, and he'll go to the backstop, and Atkins will take second base on the wild pitch. And that gives man a runner in scoring position. We'll see if Thompson can come up with a 2-out hit and get run number 5 home for the Hillbillies. Again, they lead Wyoming East 4-0 here in the bottom of the 5th. 2 outs, 1-0 count to the cleanup hitter, Bo Thompson. Pitch on its way is outside for a ball, 2-0 the count. And Daniel, that timeout may have just been just to come out and talk to Smythe about how he wants to pitch. Thompson staying away from him, see if they can't get him to chase something. So far, nothing doing, and a throw back to second. Well, no throw back to second as Smythe bluffs the throw. Atkins dives back in safely.
Yeah, he went out there talking how to attack Bo Thompson, who's 2 for 2 on the day, and also probably just to calm him down with his nerves. He gave up a hit with Jace Atkins and say, hey, that runner doesn't matter. Get the runner at the plate.
Pitch on its way, swung on and hit into right field. Pop up as the right fielder is there, camps under it, and Gabe Riley will retire Thompson and the Hillbillies in the bottom of the 5th inning. So 5 innings in the books from Mam, West Virginia. Hillbillies get a base hit in the 5th, but they leave a runner stranded. 4-0 Man after 5 complete innings. This is Man High School Baseball on WBOW, Logan, West Virginia's premier sports station. Welcome back to William Tootie Carter Field. We move to the top of the 6th inning. Hillbillies lead the Warriors 4-0. And for Wyoming East, Zach Hunt, Jacob Howard, and Mike and Smythe, top of the order, 1, 2, 3 due up. And the first batter, Hunt, in an 0-2 home, watches the third pitch go by for a called third strike. That is strikeout number 7. for Braxton Messer.
Braxton Messer is right now becoming a strikeout machine for the Hillbillies. And he's mowing through this for this Warriors batting order like it's nothing. And if he keeps this up, man's going to get out of here with a victory.
Howard steps into plate. He's 0 for 2, strikeout in the first, and a ground out to second baseman Braden Compton back in the third inning. That pitch outside for a ball, 1-0 the count. As Daniel mentioned about Messer last season, seemed like he got stronger and stronger as the game went on, and that's no different here tonight as the 1-0 offering is fouled off by Howard, 1-1 count.
Yeah, Messer just keeps getting stronger and stronger. There was some times in this game that Messer looked a little bit flushed, but he was able to calm down, settle in, and he was able to finish the order and get out of innings, even in jams. And right now, he's just picking up where he's left off. He's got a 1-1 count on Howard. And right now, if you're Howard, you just got to think about just getting on base at any way possible.
1-1 count. Messer working from the windup, having a sign. The 1-1 offering on its way is high for a ball. 2-1 to count. Messer has retired the last 5 batters he has faced in order as he continues to find that groove. 2-1 offering on its way. Swung on a miss. 2-2 the count. Messer 1 strike away from strikeout number 8.
And if he gets strikeout number 8, he's close to his total of 16 against Sherman.
2-2 on its way. Swung on a miss on the ball out of the zone. There is strikeout number 8 and out number 2 in the top half of the 6th.
And that's Messer's 4th straight strikeout. 4th strikeout of his last 5 batters, and that's going to bring up Smythe. And Smythe last at bat, he had a 6-4 ground out. See if he can get on base and get some little bit spark for Wyoming East.
Smythe 0 for 1 will take a pitch inside for a ball. 1-0 the count.
I tell you what,
Mike and Smythe.
Mike and Smythe had to duck for that one. If he ain't careful, he'll get it. I guess it's where crazy me. If I'm up to plate, I don't care if I get hit as long as I'm getting on base.
1-0 on its way. Swung on and fouled into the dugout, and that'll drive Mike Crosby back into the dugout as it found the opening down there.
Bill, that's the fastest I've seen Mike Crosby run after that. He'll probably go back and listen to this. He's like, yeah. But I love Mike Crosby, but that's scary. Ball going out of the play, you got to be careful. You got to have eyes in both back and in front of your head.
1-1 on the way, ball outside, 2-1 count. Having coached 1 year with Mike Crosby, I've seen him move a little quicker than that after a call in a game. So 2-1 to count. Pitch on its way is over the heart of the plate, taken for strike 2. 2-2 now the count.
Well, this is the second year I got to see Mike Crosby, so I mean, I'm not on this stuff, but I know Mike Crosby's doing a great job with this team, and he's leading this team to a 4-0 record, and hopefully to get a 5-0 with a victory here.
2-2 on the way, outside corner but low. 3-2 now the count to Mike and Smythe, who walked in his last appearance and flew out. Actually flew into a double play back in the first inning. 3-2 on its way and swung on a hit back up the middle, and Smythe has his first hit of the evening, and that is the first hit for the Warriors since a 1-out single by Garrett Mitchell back in the second inning.
Yeah, good hit for Smythe. Hit it right back up the middle. Messer wasn't aware for it, and now with a base runner on, Hayden Blankenship, he was the victim of the double play in the 4th inning. See if he can get a base here and get just that little bit of spark that you need to start a rally for Wyoming East, and even in the top of the 6th.
We'll get a courtesy runner for the pitcher, Smythe, as in the first inning it was Knuckles, but Knuckles got too far off the bag, and I'm not for sure if that is Knuckles or if it is another player. I can't make out the jersey number. Again, these numbers are difficult to see from up here. But Blankenship steps in looking to continue this 6th inning for the Warriors. 2 outs as Blankenship swings in first offering, comes up empty. 0-1 to count. Blankenship 0 for 2, strikeout in the second, and grounded in to a 6-4-3 double play. Back in the 4th. Now time called by the batter, I believe. That's Blankenship. Now Blankenship in the box, ready to Blankenship back in the box. Waits the 0-1 offering from Messer. Pitch on its way is taken inside for a ball. 1-1 to count.
One thing I was want to ask you, but what do you think about the new batters clock that they have in the pros? Do you think that thing should develop into college and then high school? I believe maybe, but I'm not 100% sure.
Well, we're in the 6th inning in this contest, and I don't know if we have enough time for my thoughts on that. But 1-1 to count on its way. It's ball low in the dirt. 2-1 to count. I kind of have mixed thoughts about it, especially with the pickoff attempts, the limited number of pickoff attempts and the rules that you have. Basically, I'm guessing what I'm trying to say is I'm hoping it's not going the route in Major League Baseball is pretty much going to turn into a slow pitch softball game where you're starting with a 1-1 count. And, a pitcher can strike out a batter without even throwing a pitch to him with this pitch count now if it disrupts. But that's my thoughts on it. Is the 2-1 is outside for a called strike. 2-2 now the count to Hunter Blankenship.
Yeah, let's see if Messer can get this third out with another strikeout, and he's got a 2-2 advantage on even count on Hunter Blankenship, and Messer just giving up that one hit. You can see if he can roll and finish out this inning.
2-2 on its way. First check of the runner. Now the pitch on its way. Swung on and missed. And there is strikeout number 9 as Messer strikes out the side for the second time on the evening. Nothing doing for the Warriors. They get a hit, but they leave a runner stranded. 5.5 in the books from William Tootie Carter Field in Mam, West Virginia. Your score, the Man Hillbillies 4 and the Wyoming East Warriors 0. This is Man High School Baseball on WBOW, Logan, West Virginia's premier sports station. Welcome back to William Tootie Carter Field, home of the Man High School Hillbillies, and move to the bottom of the 6th. Pitching change on the mound for the Wyoming East Warriors. The catcher, Zach Hunt, will now go in to pitch, and Mike Smythe, who pitched for the Warriors, will now assume the catching duties. A good job by Smythe. 2 innings, 2 hits, 2 strikeouts, no runs allowed, as Caden Dickerson takes a first pitch strike. Second pitch is fisted in the air, and there is pitcher Hunt to record the out. 1 away in the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, Dickerson, man, got a little late on that ball, popped it up to Hunt, and he gets the first down. Now Compton, see if he can get a base hit. He is 1 for 2 today with a single and a strikeout, and see if he can get it going like he had in the first inning.
Compton swings at the first pitch, hits it into center field. Center fielder on the run. It's not going to get there as it's going to drop between Mosley and Gabe Riley out in right center field. Mosley will field it and get it back in. Second hit of the evening for Braden Compton. And we will get a courtesy runner, as that is number 23, I believe. That is Gavin Klein.
Number 43, John
As I
McCoy.
check my roster, 23 is indeed Gavin Klein, courtesy runner. Gavin Klein is the grandson of Man High School softball coach Randy Epperly.
Yeah, blood doesn't go away. They love the softball and baseball, and we're going to see man softball here in a couple of weeks here soon. And what better way to continue the legacy is playing baseball with Gavin Klein, who's been a good second baseman for the Billies whenever he's been out there. Now that brings up John McCoy to see if he can move Klein over to second.
McCoy takes a pitch on the outside corner for called strike 0-1 to count to McCoy, who's 1 for 2, single on the first, strikeout in the fourth. 4-0 man leads bottom of the sixth inning. If you're just joining us, we'll try to get to a recap here after this pickoff attempt. Klein slides in safely. Hillbillies plated 3 runs in the first inning as Bo Thompson had a single to center field to plate Braxton Messer. Jace Haggins then came around to score on Caden Dickerson's RBI groundout, and Braden Compton had an RBI single to score Thompson to make it 3-0 in the first inning as the pitch to McCoy is outside for a ball, 1-1 count. In the in the third inning, Hillbillies added to their lead and made it 4-0, which is where we stand currently, as Jace Haggins singled with 1 out. In the third inning, he advanced to second on a balk and would come around to score on a throwing error by Zach Hunt, the catcher, on a pickoff attempt that went awry. And in the center field, Haggins never stopped running on the play, and third base coach Jack Daniels waved him in 4-0. And that's where we stand as Klein takes off for second. He'll have it safely with no throw, as Smythe couldn't get the ball out of his mitt. So that's a stolen base for Gavin Klein.
Yeah, stolen base for Gavin Klein. He's in scoring position with with only 1 out on the board. Can John McCoy move him over to third and get him another run in for Hillbillies as McCoy got hit with the pitch?
1-2 offering hits McCoy, and looked like Klein might have been moving on that pitch there, as Klein will retreat back to second base. McCoy will take first base, and that's the first hit batter of the game for either side. And that brings up Hunter Gibson for the Man High School Hillbillies. Gibson 1 for 2 on the evening. He singled back in the fourth inning, struck out in the second. And again, if you're just joining us, Hunter Gibson, no relation to our studio engineer back in WBOW studios, Hunter Gibson. As that pitch is on the outside corner for a ball, 1-0 the count.
Yeah, the Hunter Gibson back in the studios always hits home run for us. We thank him for covering us whenever we're doing broadcast games, and see if Hunter Gibson can bring it in with 2 runners in first and second and move Klein over to third.
1-0 on its way outside, and both runners moving on the pitch, and they'll both get stolen bases as Klein will steal third, and McCoy takes second as they were moving on the pitch, and the ball did happen to get away from the catcher, but both runners on the move on the pitch will be credited with stolen base for Klein. That's his second stolen base.
And now we're going to get a timeout from the coach, and it looks like he's going to talk it over with the pitcher. But now with 2 runners in scoring position, Bill, can Hunter Gibson, who is 1 for 2 today, can he drive in Gavin Klein and move McCoy over so that the man can get this, build this lead into the bottom of the 6th and probably add some insurance into comfort going into the top of the 7th to end the game there.
Now, Wyoming East, these are 2 important runners that are on base. You want to retire the Hillbillies without either one of them scoring. The way Messer is getting stronger as this game goes on, this 4-0 lead looks insurmountable right now. And, if man can tack on 1 or 2 more here, it just looks even greater. As that pitch is a bunt attempt, it's going to be popped up, and looked like it was a suicide squeeze as Gibson pops it up, and the catcher makes a throw, and then will retire Gavin Klein on the 1-5 put out. Double play on a bunt attempt, and that retires the Hillbillies in the bottom of the 6th inning. Nothing doing for man. They get a hit. They leave a runner on base. We'll head to the 7th inning. Last call for the Wyoming East Warriors. They trail the Man High School Hillbillies 4-0. This is Man High School Baseball on WVOW, Logan, West Virginia's premier sports station. Welcome back to William Tootie Carter Field, Man, West Virginia, 4-0. Man leads Wyoming East. Last call for the Warriors, top of the 7th inning. Braxton Messer behind in the count, 2-1 to Garrett Mitchell. Mitchell 1 for 1 with a single and a walk. Messer looking for the complete game shutout. He has allowed 2 hits and struck out 9 while walking 4. As that pitch is actually a called strike 3, so we had the count wrong up here. We thought it was 2-1, and it was indeed 1-2, and that is a 10th strikeout for Messer.
Yeah, 10th strikeout for Messer, and he's rolling right now to see if he can finish out this Wyoming East bat that was going to bring up number 20 for the Wyoming East Warriors.
I get that number here in just a second. Get that sub as the pitch hitter for Zach Mosley. Batting will be, actually on the roster, I don't have a number 20 on here.
That's what I was thinking. I don't have a number 20 either. Whoever this young man is, he's facing a 1-1 count from Messer, who Messer's now at 98 pitches in this contest.
Again, we apologize for, not sure he's got Jacob Howard's helmet. There's a 7 on the back. Not necessarily sure if it is Jacob Howard's helmet, but Jacob Howard is number 7. But the batter is ahead in the count now, 2-1. Jacob Messer, as that pitch in on the hands, may actually got him on the swing. But it is a foul ball, 2-2 now the count.
Yeah, foul ball, 2-2 count. And again, we do apologize for this young man. We don't have his roster number, but we're looking it up as fast as possible to see if we can call this young man out on the radio. But he's facing a 2-2 count for Messer with 1 out.
Yeah, 2-2 count to the batter, who is, we don't have a number listed, and that's a called third strike. And that's strikeout number 11 for Braxton Messer, and the Wyoming East Warriors are down to their final out.
Down to their final out, and that brings up number 22 for the Wyoming East Warriors.
Go to 22. This is Bryson Hunt.
Wyoming East, number 22, Bryson Hunt.
Pitch hitting for the first baseman, Ryan Mills, looking to continue the rally for the Wyoming East Warriors. Again, they trail 4-0. They need base runners, and they need them in a hurry. 2 outs here as the pitch is taken for a ball, 1-0 the count.
1-0 the count. That ball was sailed right past Hunt's head. See if Messer can calm down, finish this game, and get out of here with a victory.
1-0 offering swung on a miss, 1-1 the count to Bryson Hunt as Hillbillies looking for win number 5 on the year. They've won their first 4 games, looking to remain unbeaten. As that pitch right down the heart of the plate, taken for a strike at the D's, 1-2 the count. Now the Wyoming East Warriors down to their final strike. 1-2, 2 outs, 4-0. Man leads at top of the 7th inning. Messer from the windup, pitch on its way, called third strike, and the Man High School Hillbillies are victorious tonight, 4-0 over the Wyoming East Warriors. They improve to 5-0 as the victory fight song will play over the loudspeakers here at William T. Carter Field in Man, West Virginia. 4-0 the final. The Hillbillies defeat the Warriors. We'll be back to recap it in just a moment. You've been listening to Man High School Baseball on WBOW, Logan, West Virginia's premier sports station. Welcome back to William T. Carter Field on the campus of Man High School in Man, West Virginia. Final score this evening, the Man Hillbillies defeat the Wyoming East Warriors 4-0. Daniel, a very good game tonight for the Hillbillies and a dominant performance on the mound for Braxton Messer.
Yeah, very dominant performance for Braxton Messer. He was mowing from the beginning, and he didn't let up, and he had a total of 12, from my count, I think I miscounted, 12 strikeouts for the Man Hillbillies against Wyoming East, and this was Wyoming East's first game, and what worse way for Wyoming East to see a bulldozer like Braxton Messer, who was dominant on the mound. He was dominant against Sherman, and he continues it against Wyoming East. And if Messer keeps up this pace, he's going to take the Billies probably far into the postseason when it matters the most, going into the state tournaments and the sectionals and then in the regionals. But you also got to give credit for Man's hitting ability with Jace Atkins and Bo Thompson. They came alive with their scorers and getting the runners on base, and that just tells you the well-experienced, well-coached team from Mike Crosby, as he's really got his boys believing that, hey, we not only we can win sectionals, we can win regionals, we can win this thing. If you play like this every single night and you keep fighting, you're going to go far in this season.
Well, Braxton Messer, a complete game, 2-hit shutout, 7 innings pitched tonight, no runs, 12 strikeouts, 4 walks, all those coming in the first 4 innings. In fact, Messer didn't walk a batter after the 4th inning. He retired 9 of the last 10 batters he faced from the 5th to 7th inning on. Messer was in complete control, and again, the later the game went, the stronger Messer got.
Yeah, the later the game went, stronger the Messer got. And you look at the first inning for Messer, he faced 3 batters, only with 1 strikeout. In the second inning, he had 3 strikeouts in the second. Facing the third, he didn't get a strikeout, but he retired the side in order, 1, 2, 3. Looking into the 5th inning, 2 strikeouts with a pop-up. And then in the 6th inning, 3 strikeouts with only giving up 1 hit in that 6th inning. And then finishing off in the 7th, 3 straight strikeouts. 2 of them went down looking, as Messer really has done a masterpiece so far in this early season with his pitching. And with him and Bo Thompson in the mix, man is poised for a deep run when you need them going into the sectionals and playing. And man's schedule doesn't get any easier, Bill, coming up, as there's a team coming up within the next couple of weeks. Man versus Logan is coming up, and I know man has that circled on their calendar.
Well, before they can get to that game, man will be back in action Monday evening right here at William Tootie Carter Field. They welcome their Pike County, Kentucky rivals, the Belfry Pirates, to town. It's been a long-standing rivalry that man and Belfry have played dating back into the mid-2000s, and the rivalry is carried on despite coaching changes at Man High School. For Wyoming East, they will be back in action on Monday as well, I believe, as the Warriors will take on the Princeton Tigers, I believe. Actually, that will be their home opener on Monday evening. Princeton Tigers and the Wyoming East Warriors from New Richmond, man and Belfry from William Tootie Carter Field, and we'll have that game on the air for you on our airwaves Monday evening.
Yeah, and finishing up with Wyoming East, they have Princeton at home, and then they don't have a home game for almost 2 weeks, with Oak Hill coming on the 10th of April. But Wyoming East, they got to learn to play on the road, and they got some foes on there that man has already seen and will see with Westside, Van, and Mingo Central. For Wyoming East, it doesn't get any easier here. They can get past the first part. I think they'll be in good shape going into sectionals. And for man, you can't look past the Belfry. That's a long-standing rivalry with the Belfry Pirates. And then right after that, a team that they already faced in the earlier season, and that is the Sherman Tide, who will be on the air on the 28th, on the Tuesday at home against Man, and then on the 30th, that's when they get that matchup with Logan here at William Tootie Carter Field. I know we will definitely be covering the Man and Logan game, but for Man getting ready for their first debut on the WVOW, they look sharp. Braxton Messer looks sharp. The team looks sharp, and Mike Crosby's got this team going in the right direction early in the season. And if he can keep this train going, Man is going to be a tough team to face in Class Single A.
2 hits in the contest for the Wyoming East Warriors, a second inning single from Garrett Mitchell, and a single in the 6th inning from Mikan Smythe. The only 2 hits of the evening for the Warriors in this contest tonight. For the Hillbillies, they got all the runs they would need in the first inning. Again, they played 3 runs in the first inning. Braxton Messer scored on a single by Bo Thompson. Jace Aggins then came around to score on Caden Dickerson's RBI groundout. That made it 2-0. And Braden Compton finished off the scoring for the Hillbillies in the first inning with a single that plated Bo Thompson to put Man up 3-0. The Hillbillies would score their last run in the 3rd inning when Jace Aggins scored on a throwing error on an errant pickoff throw from the catcher, Zach Hunt. Hunt tried to catch Aggins napping, but Aggins was able to get back, and the throw went into center field. Aggins never stopped running. Scoring from second base, 4-0. The final from Man, West Virginia, and Bo Thompson, 2 for 3 at the plate with an RBI, 2 for 2, 2 runs scored for Jace Aggins, 2 for 3, Braden Compton with an RBI as well. And for the Hillbillies, Caden Dickerson had an RBI and was 0 for 3. Braxton Messer, 1 hit and a run scored for this Man High School Hillbilly team, who wins it 4-0 over the Wyoming East Warriors. For the Warriors, no runs, 2 hits, 1 error, and 2 runners left on base. For the victorious Man Hillbillies, 4 runs, 9 hits, no errors, 4 runners left on base, as the JV squads will now get loose and get ready to play a JV contest here. Probably about another 10-15 minutes, I would say. So, Daniel, final thoughts on this game?
Final thoughts for Man. They have, from the first pitch of the very first game of the season to now, they have looked sharp, and if they keep this up, they will be a team. I've said over and over, they will be a team to be feared for in Class Single A, a team you got to watch out for. And right now, Mike Crosby, whatever he's got going, needs to keep it up. Whatever, if it ain't broken, don't fix it. And he's got his team going in the right direction. And with tough teams coming up for Man, their next 5 opponents will be Belfry, Sherman, Logan, Buchanan, Upshur, and Lewis County. And Buchanan, Upshur, and Lewis County are 2 West Virginia teams that are facing in the Mingo Bay Classic down at Myrtle Beach in spring break. So those are going to be some tough opponents for Man coming up in this later schedule. When they get back from the beach, they'll face Scott here at home on the 10th. On the 10th of April. So that's going to be a interesting flew of games for Man in their schedule. But for Man tonight, they look sharp from the beginning. Braxton Messer mauled through the lineup for against Wyoming Geese. Bo Thompson, Jace Atkins were hitting the ball good. Compton came in clutch and hit. So this is a well-oiled machine for Man that's looking to get stronger throughout the rest of the season, Bill.
As for a Man High School team, it starts with the pitching staff, as you mentioned there. Bo Thompson and Braxton Messer at the top of that rotation. And this is the Hillbilly staff coming in that had an ERA of 2.42 after this no earned run performance tonight in 7 innings. That ERA is set to go down. Our next broadcast of high school athletics on WVOW will be tomorrow, again, weather permitting, from the Orr Field, as high school softball will make its debut, and we get our first look at Levi Curry in his first year as head coach for the Logan Lady Wildcats. They will take on the 4-time reigning Class AA state champion Herbert Hoover Huskies in a tough matchup. But for Logan and that somewhat young team, but experienced team. Meanwhile, Saturday we'll be at Roger E. Gertz Field. Again, this is weather permitting, because weather forecast is not looking too promising. Governor Jim Justice has already issued a state of preparedness for all 55 counties in West Virginia, with flood warnings that are going out, and quite possibly maybe more flood warnings going out as these warnings are extended. But if we are on the air Saturday afternoon at 1 p.m., we will have Paramount Senior and Logan, a rematch of Class AA state championship game at then Appalachian Power Park last season, now Gomart Park. But for tonight, it's the Man Hillbillies victorious over the Wyoming East Warriors 4-0. I'd like to thank our studio engineer, Hunter Gibson, back in our WVOW studios, keeping us on the air tonight, doing a fantastic job. For Daniel Miller, I'm Bill Lusk. Thank you for listening to Man High School Baseball on WVOW, Logan, West Virginia.